Thank you, Dr. Tartt. Y'all give it up for Dr. Tartt.
Woo!
A wonderful, awesome child psychologist, and actually worked with me and my son and stuff. And I just appreciate all the work you've done for us. But Dr. Tartt, man, kids committing suicide.
I mean, when kids can't get their ways and you spoil them early, their temper tantrums only get more and more severe. This to me is a really extreme temper tantrum, maybe combined with some mental illness. I mean, the fact that she's going to cutting to prove a point that I'm really serious about this, and the fact that she's done this multiple times, probably alludes to the fact that she's probably been spoiled and has a sense of entitlement, and now they're trying to put their foot down to get some limits. It's not working. So this is a lesson to parents. It's better to be firm and then go to lenient than being lenient and trying to give your kids everything because you want them to have what you want, and then when they act out, then you try to go firm, because then they think that you're a joke, and you've trained them that you don't have to work to get things. And so then when you try and switch that up, the kids are like, no, I never had to work before. You're going to give me what I want, otherwise I'm going to punish you.
Yeah.
Doesn't that also play into, that sense of entitlement plays into, kids need to hear no sometimes, just because in life, as they get older, you're going to hear no. You're going to hear no.
Yeah.
You're not going to always get a yes in life. And if you never learn to accept dealing with what, not being able to do something, then you're going to be a messed up adult.
You're absolutely right. Kids need boundaries, and they expect boundaries. So what happens when you spoil fruit? It goes bad.
Right.
So a lot of parents try to say, I want to be the best parent. I want to give my kids what I never had. But they rob them of the ability to actually earn things, which is that character that we all need to persevere. When they don't earn it, they become little brats.
Well, for the past 6 weeks, my 11-year-old son, I just say no to him or whatever, and I'm training him because he just get this thing going, like when the answer is no, it's a problem, because he wants what he wants, and I just say no, and I make him stand there, and I look him in his eye, just like that little 2 or 3 minute pause, and just to see how he's gonna react. And I dare you to get an attitude, because the answer is no, and I don't owe you an explanation. I don't have to tell you why I said no. That's just what the answer is. So I say no to him most of the time.
Yeah, I like to flip it around. I just say yes when. So my daughter says, hey, can we go to Monkey Joe's? I say yes when you finish your math and have a whole week of a teacher calling me and telling me that you're doing well, which she does. Right. I say yes when. The kids even say, hey, can I have sex? Yes, when you get married. Hey, can I live on my own? Yes, when you get a job. Right. So when you say yes when and put a condition, most kids can actually respond to that. Hey, Dad, can I get that new, Samsung Galaxy? Sure. Yes, when you put 55% of it and your grades on honor roll, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. That way it gives the kids something to do versus that no, which none of us really like to hear. Ebony, I want to say you look nice today. I like the orange.
Thank you, Dr. Tartt. So, okay, quick question for you while we're talking about the kids. The whole thing with Paris Jackson, and she did the allegedly with the meat cleaver and the cutting. What does that mean? What does it symbolize? And what are the signs that parents should be looking for if their child is indeed suicidal?
All right, so we start looking at, there's a difference between suicide attempts and people that are really trying to commit suicide. So typically with cutters, they're not trying to commit suicide. They're really trying to get attention, and when you cut, it releases endorphins. For a lot of people, releases the numbness. It helps them to feel alive. It helps them to feel some sense of energy, because when you cut, it releases chemicals. So when you look at kids, a lot of times you'll see cuts up and down their arms. That's a sign. So if parents, you need to look under their feet. You need to look at all parts of their body, because a lot of kids hide where they cut so the parents can't see it. And so that's one way that they can cope. So they don't have any, it happens a lot in trauma, where you can't really feel any emotion. And sometimes kids feel like they need to feel alive. They'll cut, and when the blood is released, it releases endorphins that makes them feel alive. And then from there, they want to say, oh my goodness, look what I did. I now feel some sense of pain. I can feel it. Now I need to call a hospital to help me. Wow. And they'll do it over and over again because it works. Think what happens. So all the attention is coming to her right now. Everyone's coming to her rescue, which is probably what she wants in the first place, is more structure and more time.
All right, if you have any questions you want to talk to Dr. Tartt, just call 1-866-9-RICKY, 1-866-9-RICKE, where Dr. Tartt is in the building 16 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.